Yeah.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out. And the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, and you know, man, he be cracking them dudes. Hey, he be putting them to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Don't dub it on, Joe. I'm not challenge.
How would you get this one, man?
Ain't no jumping out.
When Joe Rogan got a look at Gervonta Tank Davis's newly bulked up physique before his fight with Jake Paul, you could immediately sense his trademark reaction. Part genuine amazement, part deep dive into the science behind it.
I'm a giant Gervonta fan. I think that guy's so unusual.
Yeah.
His style's so unusual, and it's like patience.
Yes.
Yeah. He finds these openings and he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's so patient.
Right.
Like, when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he's like, at a world champions that are competing today at the highest level, he probably has the lowest punch count in the early rounds.
Yeah.
Because he just wait, but he also knows he's got that nuclear option that if he can crack you, most likely he's going to take you out. He's got massive confidence.
On his podcast, Joe Rogan didn't hold back. After watching Gervonta Tank Davis's latest training clips, he said, "Man, this guy looks like he's been built in a powerlifting lab." And honestly, he's not wrong. Tank's shoulders are massive, his traps are sitting high, and his whole frame looks much thicker than it did before the Ryan Garcia fight. Rogan broke it down in his usual detailed style, explaining how the added muscle might not slow Tank down but could actually boost his power, punch speed, and overall explosiveness.
It's interesting, right? Like, you don't know whether someone's ever going to be able to figure that out or whether or not he's just going to keep cracking people.
Yeah.
You know, so it's part of the fun of watching it. I've talked to a lot of like real boxing purists. It's like, you can't rely on that style.
Right.
He's got to be busier. When he gets to the best guys, it's not going to work out. Like, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see, because there's so many good.
But the real highlight came when Joe compared Tank to a mini Mike Tyson with modern training science, saying this version of him isn't built just to box, he's built to explode. Rogan even took a lighthearted shot at Jake Paul, joking, "If Jake thinks this Tank is showing up to win on points, he's crazy. This guy's coming to finish it early." You could tell Rogan genuinely admires the work Tank's putting in. He loves seeing a fighter evolve, and this transformation shows exactly that. Joe summed it up best. This isn't Tank Davis 2.0. This is Tank Davis unleashed.
You know, he got the skills, the power, he got that ring IQ to do good, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, he's also wild. He's a wild fella, so he's fun to watch. You know, he's just a crazy dude. You know?
Yeah, coming from Baltimore, man, I think that's just his upbringing as well. You know, product of his own environment.
Yes, for sure. He's just so unique in his approach. Like, you know, he doesn't fight like anybody.
After watching Joe Rogan geek out over Tank's new physique and call him a mini Mike Tyson on steroids, things got even more interesting when Wade Plemons gave his take. You can tell this camp isn't just about showing off muscle. They're crafting a game plan. Coach Calvin Ford looks like a man on a mission, studying Jake Paul's every move, every tiny habit that could be turned into an opening. This isn't casual training. Tank is fine-tuning every detail, working on precision, angles, and mindset, getting himself locked in for one goal only: total domination.
Least serious you take Jake, and I've said this about everybody that's fought him, the ones that don't take him serious, the ones that say he's a YouTuber and end up losing, or they end up looking like, oh, wait a second, this guy was a little better than I thought. They end up getting taken by surprise, or actually sometimes losing because they don't realize that Jake actually takes it serious. So this is good to hear. Just already right off the rip, they were already doing something.
Surprise. So tell me, when did you hear about this?
They've been going back and forth for years. Tank and Jake, they've been going at it for years, and it would have happened sooner, you know what I'm saying, but we had hiccups.
They're not just running cardio. Tank's camp is hunting the body with purpose. The plan isn't to tire Jake out slowly, it's to break him down so every forward step feels heavy and wrong. And it's not brute force work. Ford isn't letting Tank swing wildly. It's surgical, Pick spots, cut angles, control distance, and make the bigger man pay for overreaching. So the big question becomes, how do you make a 60-pound, heavier, long-armed opponent regret every inch of reach he thinks he owns?
Be a guy that's targeting the body. And it's the best thing that Tank could do for this fight. I mean, trying to go headshot for headshot with Jake Paul when Jake's 7 inches taller than he is. I'm assuming he's going to have a bit of a reach, even though Tank has a kind of freakish reach for his height. I don't think that's a great idea. And again, you're at eye level with Jake's belly button damn near. So you're going to have to be able to land shots right there on the waistline. And it's probably the best idea if you actually want to knock Jake out in this fight, if you actually want a game plan, because again, it's an exhibition, but if you want a game plan to get him out of there, you have to.
I can already picture it. Tank ripping shots to the body, Jake's guard starting to drop, and fatigue creeping in as the rounds go on. If Tank lands clean like that, it's not just going to slow Jake down. It could completely change the course of the fight. What's wild is that everyone's calling this an exhibition or a spectacle, but from these clips, it's clear Tank isn't treating it that way. He's in full championship mode. With Calvin Ford guiding him, fear becomes motivation, and every move has purpose. So buckle up. This isn't Tank performing for Netflix. This is Tank preparing to take over. And he looks ready to expose every weakness Jake's got.
Ridiculously hard for Tank to actually knock Jake out. That's like 70-pound difference, 60-pound difference. That means something. And Jake's not some guy that's never thrown punches. He's a relative novice when it comes to, skill level that Tank has, but still, he knows how to protect himself. And again, his body structure allows for some mistakes to happen that he wouldn't have to pay for like he would if he was 135 pounds. Point being, I would be impressed, if Tank knocked him out cold or dropped him with something, hurt him.
And just when you thought Calvin Ford's honesty was bold, Lamont Roach Sr. came in swinging with business talk instead of punches. He called out Tank's recent moves, saying it looks like he skipped the rematch to chase Netflix deals, trading legacy for algorithms. And honestly, he's got a point. This Jake-Paul matchup feels like boxing suddenly turned into a YouTube thumbnail. Picture trying to explain it to an old-school fight fan. Yeah, man, Tank Davis is fighting the dude who used to pull pranks at Target.
It's not good. It's not good for the sport. A lot of people say, oh, money this and money that, but you got to do business the right way. You know what I'm saying? You got guys on that other side, especially fighters that take time out of their life, train, get their coaches and sparring partners. They go different places, travel. They best a lot of times in their career. And it's a lot. So, when they get back, they get news like that, it does not receive well. So, but we solid. We're going to stand 10 toes down, man, and we're going to see what's next for us.
But here's where it gets interesting and kind of hilarious. Roach didn't sugarcoat a thing. He basically said, you can't just walk away from business for a bigger payday. And honestly, he's not wrong. Though, let's be real, that's pretty much half of Hollywood and every influencer with boxing gloves right now. Still, he has a valid point. If Tank really skipped a rematch to fight Jake Paul, it's like turning down the NBA Finals to play in a celebrity game. Sure, the money's nice, but your legacy might be giving you the side eye. Now don't get it twisted. Jake can hit. But Tank's a walking explosion in 8-ounce gloves. This isn't content creation. It's controlled demolition. And if Jake steps into that ring thinking this is another influencer show, he's about to find out fast. Tank doesn't do collabs. He delivers consequences.
Tank is just so much more better than Jake Paul. And some people feel, well, Jake Paul is this big heavyweight that punches hard, and Tank's going to find out, do you feel like this is going to be an actual real fight just underneath the term exhibition? And do you see the fight playing out when someone gets hurt?
I don't even want to talk on that fight, me. So I can care less about what it is. It's an exhibition, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. He ducked that work. He ducked that work.